and light this candle. Oh, I know that girl. Oh, bug just. Livingston, settle down. Right. How's everybody doing this evening? It is Friday, February 28th or June. Did I say February? Boy, am I behind. June 28th. So we've got 28, 29, 30. We got 2.5 days left, 3 days left in this month. Some of you, this is maybe your first time on our road to Journey to 1K nightly meetings. We've been doing these for the last 2 weeks, every night at 4 o'clock. Just trying to see how we can help, where we can reach out, how we can get people on the track to get to that first kind of milestone, 1K. We know in the company, the first big promotion is 5K affiliate. So, you know, that's where the company sets it, but we like to recognize people when they get to that first 1,000. That seems to be a great milestone because you're on a roll. You've got a team building, things are starting to go, and it's a good motivation point to get people running to get to that 5K spot. Because once you know how to do 1K, guess what? You just do it 5 times, right? And then you're at 5K. And once you get to 5K, you just double that. Now you're at 10K. And once you get to 10K, you just hook up with Chris, and then you're at 25K, right? And once you get to 25K, well, then I don't know. I don't remember how I did 50K. So, you know, you just show up. I was having a conversation with a young man before we came on today, and he told me some things that I want to share with you. I won't mention his name. I'll let him tell the story someday, and he will. A very good friend, good brother in the Lord. He's a good friend of mine, and he's on another team. He's like Chris. He's on a team totally different from me, on Aaron's team. But he came into business, and when he first got into business, he had a very fast rise, like 17 days or 7 weeks to 10K affiliate. He was 10K affiliate in 7 weeks, and built a great team and all. And I think we met first in October at the convention, and I met a lot of people on his team, and then he kind of disappeared. And lost all of his team pretty much and had to start from scratch. And when he started out from scratch again, he started, you know, kind of got squirreled and started trying to do some new things and, you know, switch things around, and was really struggling. He and I had a long conversation in that about, you know, what he wanted to know. What can you do? What can you tell me? What magic can you tell me? And I tell him, just like I told you, and I tell the team and everything, I really don't change things around, but you've got to get back to the basics. And so he went back to what got him to where he was in the beginning, and boom, hit 5K this month already. And he's going to be on his way to hit, he'll be 25K for sure by convention. And he's on fire. He's realized that, you know, it's not exactly Joshua. So, you know, you don't need to reinvent the wheel and do all those things. There are some tried and true principles about building businesses and building network. I just washed my lips, can't do a thing with them. Building network marketing businesses that just work. And they've been working for the last 40 years. When I got in 1970, you'd be surprised that things really haven't changed. Things really haven't changed. You expose people to your opportunity, your products, and your business. Period, right? It just hasn't changed. The things that have changed is the method that you may do it. Obviously, Facebook wasn't around back in 1970 when I got started. We had like a math book, but that didn't count. You know, we had some things, but we had books. We did have books. Contrary to Carlos making fun of me sometimes, we did not use stone tablets. I'm not that old, all right? But we did use the easel with the pad, not with a whiteboard, but with a pad of paper that you write on it with a marker and then turn it over. But guess what we did? When we brought out that pad and the easel, we drew out the compensation plan. We did a presentation. The only difference in that now is you point him to a video, right? So it's the same thing. You're exposing as many people as fast as you can in front of the opportunity. And we've been talking about this for the last 2 weeks. We talked about it, Chris, on your meeting last night and a couple of other meetings yesterday. There's only one real process that's going. Say as little as possible to as many as possible, as fast as possible. Now, how you do that, how you make that happen is up to you. However I get people asking me all the time about, well, should I use Instagram or should I use Twitter? Yes. If you're comfortable, and that's where you've got, and I forget who we were talking, I think, Chris, it was on your Zoom yesterday. But someone asked if we've already got a following on Instagram, is it okay to just use Instagram? And the obvious answer is absolutely. Absolutely. What you don't want to do is try to use them all. What you don't want to do is try to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You want to find out what methods you want to do, and then you want to become the expert at that. You want to practice, get good at it as best you can at it, and keep going until you become the expert at it. The guy that they call in at the end of the day, the guy that they call in to do the hard jobs is the guys that practice. And I forget who was, I used this example the other night, and someone else, has heard it too, but Bruce Lee used to say that all the time. Don't worry about the person that has practiced 1,000 different styles. Worry about the person that's practiced one punch 1,000 times. So in your business, you need to decide going forward, starting today, not 1 July, not the first week of July, not after 4th of July weekend. I heard this a couple of times today, I had to laugh, but someone reached out to me today, a couple of people did, in fact, and said, well, Ron, here's what we're doing. We're preparing, we're getting ready, and right after the holidays, 4th of July, man, we are going to just explode it. And I sent him a message back, and I said, no, you're not. That's all I said. No, you're not. And the response I got back was, what do you mean? So why do you think I told them, no, they're not? Because they're going to have to start all over. They're letting their business go by the wayside because they've got a reason with the holiday to procrastinate and not start it now. So here they are going along building their business. Oh, it's the end of the month. I'm going to let the pedal off the metal for a while, take a break, enjoy the 4th of July holiday, and then I'm going to start back up again. They're going to have a hard time. Can they do it? Yeah, they can do it. But they're going to have a hard time. Much harder time than those of you that have got the pedal to the metal right now. I love watching some of our Facebook Messenger threads, Team Hope and the Dream Team, and all of these threads, because the activity that's going on is crazy right now. If you don't keep that going, though, it can be a disaster for your business. You've got to keep it going. I'm not telling you don't enjoy the 4th of July. Enjoy the 4th of July. Enjoy the holiday with your family. Some of you, probably if you're in another country, have no idea what I'm talking about. It's the 4th of July. What's so important about the 4th of July, right? But here in the States, 4th of July is pretty important, especially for us military people and things like that. But it's just that you need to make that decision that, and again, if you're debating, and I love the fact that we've had a consistent amount and consistency in the people that show up for these every night. People like Ksenia and Ellen and Cheryl and Kimberly and, people that have been showing up for these meetings every night at 4:00, regardless. Now, I can tell you right now, one of the people that hit 1K already is Ellen. And, she's been doing an amazing job. So I want to tell you that I wish I could say, here's what you do. You hold your finger up like this, you tap like this on your head for 5 minutes, and your business will be 10K. Now, wouldn't that be sweet if I could just tell you that and that worked? It's not much different than that, though. And we've talked about this for 2 weeks now, and I wish I could tell you that tonight is going to be a lot different, and I've got some magical thing that I'm going to tell you, but it's not. It's going to be make a decision. If any of you saw my live today, I apologize if I was a little off the hook, but I'm getting ready to roll into the biggest 90-day blitz I've ever done in my entire 40 years of being in network marketing. And I'm going to tell you this. You need to take massive action, but that's not the word. If you just take massive action, you're going to have some good results, but you're not going to have great results. You need to take crazy, insane, supernatural, massive action. Everybody will I've had so many people say, well, I took massive action. Well, most people have no idea what massive action really means. Their idea of massive action is, I spent a whole week messaging 25 people every single day for a week, man. I went crazy. I was so exhausted at the end. That's what we call action. That's just action. Massive action, when I first got in the month of June a year ago, my first month, I took what I considered pretty massive action. Not massive action, but I took massive action. I was messaging 100 people a day as a minimum. I brought in 23 people, and I did 24,692 in volume that first month in the business. But what I'm talking about doing between July, August, and September is going to put that to shame. I'm looking at bringing in anywhere between 100 and 200 new people in that 90-day period, personals. Get to at least 100K, if not 250K. Have a number of 50, 25, 10, and 5Ks on the team. I see two or three of them right here. And that doesn't happen unless you make a decision to pay the price and to do supernatural, massive action. Meaning, when you get done at the end of the day, you look just like Chris right now. Yeah. You couldn't keep your eyes open if you had toothpicks. Your eyelids would break the toothpicks. And then you lay down to go to sleep and you pass out and you might sleep for like an hour, and all of a sudden your brain says, what are you doing, you lazy bum? Get up. You're on a mission. When anything and everything you do when you wake up in the morning is driving you to such an extent that you can't hardly even think of anything else, your family is like, man, maybe we need to get an intervention here. There's something going on. This person is possessed. What was your check? Okay, be possessed. Keep being possessed, You're not that possessed yet. You're not that possessed yet, right? So my wife is saying, honey, you're not that possessed yet. Keep going, right? When you get all the people hey, Mr. John Young, good to see you, my brother. When you get all the people around you that were making fun of you now asking to borrow money, you've arrived. You've arrived. But that doesn't happen. And the reason I've been stressing this is because your mindset and what you're doing is so, so very important. And all you've got to do is connect with people. All you've got to do is reach out to people. One of the things I was talking about this morning on my live was I'm revamping my audience. And I've got a pretty good audience. So I'm revamping my audience. I'm looking at my 7,000, 8,000 people in my audience and saying, okay, I'm going to go through and look at their profiles. And it's going to take me some time, but I got to find out who I've connected with, who I haven't connected with in years. And I need to start filtering them out and getting them off, getting them out of my list. And hopefully there'll be no hard feelings, but they have to understand that, and I'll tell them, look, hey, I will keep you on my list if you're willing to pay my mortgage. You want to pay my mortgage? You can stay on my friends list. You don't want to pay my mortgage? I'm sorry, I got to make room for people that do. Right? I always get a kick out of the people in life that, you know, have the loving hearts and everything, but have no problem telling me that, what are you doing? You're working too hard. You're doing this, you're doing that. Why are you part of one of those things? But when it comes down to, you know, I've got to take care of my family. Well, that's a different story. Their answer to that is, well, get a job. I'm 67 years old. Why would I want a job? I didn't want a job at 27. Why do I want a job at 67? You know? You need to make a decision. And I know most of you have. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited about this new era that we're coming into. I'm telling you, you're going to see. And Jeff, I thank you for your compliment that I don't look 67. At the end of this 3 months, I'm going to look 37 because I'm going to be so pumped. I'm starting working out again. I'm getting my health back to a whole new level. I am so on fire about everything that's going on that in the next 90 days, this is going to be life-changing. I've started my next 20-year career. One of the new guys on our team said that. I don't know if I told you the story. This gentleman we met the other day, he's a new person on the team, and he said, you know, Ron, I'm starting my next 20-year career. And I said, Frank, you know, how old are you? He said, well, I'm 80. I'm 80, and I'm starting my next 20-year career. I said, wow, that is really ambitious. He says, no, it's not. I'm the baby of the family. My older brother's 110. And this guy's got more energy than most of us here. And he's on fire. I don't know how many people he's brought in already. He's only been in like a week. So, you know, don't let any of the things out there. Somebody put a post up today and said, so it was talking about their child and said, this is my why, not my excuse. You need to make sure that everything you've got, I know a lot of you have some beautiful, beautiful children. That should be your why. That should be what drives you in the morning. That should be what drives you, you know, through the ups and downs in your business. So, all right. If you guys aren't motivated yet, boy, I'll tell you, I mean, I don't know. It's like Zig Ziglar said, motivation is like a good shower. You got to take one every day. Go take a shower. So I'm going to open this up now. We're only 17 minutes into it. We can make this short tonight. Anybody have any questions? This is the last one of the month. We're going into July, August, September. Who's got a question for me?
Hey, Ron, this is Jay. How you doing, man?
Jay. There you go.
Hey, so question: when you first reached out on your Facebook page, did you reach out to your personal friends on your page, or did you create another page based on, you know, being an entrepreneur, etc.? Or did you reach out to just the friends on your personal page?
I have another page. I have, if you go to facebook.com/Ron Deering page, you'll see my page that I've let go by the wayside. I did not use that at all. I totally work from my profile, from my personal.
That's what I'm doing. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
And here's a tip. When you're messaging people, if you look on the right, if you're on a computer, if you look on the right-hand side, you'll see a list of people that got green dots by them.
Yes.
Okay? That means they're online right now.
Right.
So those are the people I messaged. I didn't go through my friends list. I went through that list.
Went through that? Okay. I see what you're saying, because that says that they're online, right?
They're online right now, and guess what? It pops up right into their face. So I'd click on them, you know, hover over them, and then select, I'd hover over their name and then select send message. The little message box would come up, and I'd paste in my little message of, you know, hey, James, how you doing? I hope this finds you awesome. You know, I'm in the middle of starting a 90-day blitz with a system that is virtually building my business on autopilot. I'm just looking for a few good people that might be open to taking a look. If this is you, that's okay. If it's not, that's okay too. Hope you have a great day. Let me know. And okay. Something of that nature.
Yeah, I actually went out and used Jenna. When I first met Jenna, she sent me a message on the inbox. I'm actually using, you know, I edited slightly, but using that message, same message today, and got some really good responses. But I was just, it wasn't too much, just enough.
Yep.
So, so I think it's working. We'll see. We'll see how.
And James, the key is just like I was saying earlier. It's like it's just as little as possible, as many as possible, and as fast as you can do it.
Right. Okay.
Get that momentum going, and then when you get some new people on your team, then you start working with them. When Carlos came on the team, he and I had a big Zoom meeting. He said, "Okay, what do I do?" And I said, "Okay, boom, boom, boom. Start messaging, start reaching out as fast as you can, as many as you can."
Okay. Thank you, sir.
17 days later, he was a 10K affiliate.
Oh, nice.
Must have.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Good to see you, Jenna. No other questions? Or are you guys just being easy on me because I look old tonight? Ksenia.
Yeah, hi, Ron. May I add to this question? So how you do it? I mean, I tried to take massive action. I sent like 30 messages or something like this. I mean, and people they're starting like getting back to me, right? And I sucked in this 30 people. I mean, because they answer me, I answer them, and all this stuff. I mean, how you do it? You just send like 100 messages and then you go back to people that answering you, or
And that's kind of the logistics, of trying to put things together sometimes. What I did was I would just start messaging. And as I was messaging out the 100 people, I would get people responding back. If someone responded back, I'd stop. I'd send out a quick message to them, and then I would keep going. Mm-hmm. I did very little follow-up. I did, like what you're saying is if people reached out to me after I sent the message, then I would send a message. Now, if they wanted a conversation and it was back and forth, without question, I would then take the time to answer them. I would stop messaging and everything so that I, still wasn't getting as inundated. But I would take the time then to give them, at that point, I was giving them a free gift. I was trying to get them pre-enrolled as quickly as possible and get them in front of the presentation. Your ultimate goal is you want to get them in front of the presentation, which means you want to get them pre-enrolled so that they can go watch the presentation. And once I got them to that point, and to be honest, if you go into the Daring Dream team under files, you'll see the Robert's Vision team process. That's kind of what I did. Was I sent them to the Vision team. I told them about the videos and that, and I told them, okay, Robert's going to talk about taking a tour. Here's the link to the tour, and here's a video. Once they pre-enrolled, here's the video to watch to do next. So it became a step-by-step. So each conversation I had with them, I didn't answer a lot of questions. If they came back and said, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? I immediately pointed them to the pre-enrolling. Get pre-enrolled and watch the videos, and then let's talk. If you don't get your questions answered there, let's talk. You need to make sure that you control that conversation, because if not, you're right. You will be message. What about this? What about this? What about this? Okay? And that stops you dead in the water. So you want to take that posture that, hey, I don't have time. We're in a huge blitz right now. I don't have time to answer all your questions. I'm going to send you a place that will answer all your questions for you. Go here, and if you still have questions, then let me know. Okay?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And see, and that's it. Ksenia asked a great question, because that's what happens with most people. You get inundated, but then you get somebody that reaches out to you, and they're excited, right? And they start asking questions, and now you start this conversation back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And a lot of times, because you're doing that, they either end up taking up a lot of your times and then not doing anything. And then you could have been reaching out to a bunch of people in that time frame, and you didn't, because you thought you had a big one on the hook, right? And that slows you way down. And so what you need to do is take that posture and just say, hey, look, and I always, sometimes I'll let them know I'm sending you here because this is what I teach our team to do. And I don't want to break, that pattern. And if you come on board, this is how easy it is for you. You just need to send people to the same place. So I'm going to send you, and I know your time, and I always I always recognize that your time is very important to you, and my time is very important to you, and I'm really on fire and really building right now. So here's the link. Go look at it, and then let's connect back up tomorrow. All right. And then I watch, and if they throughout the day, as soon as I get a break, I'll go look at my contact manager, and if I see, oh yeah, Ksenia, she pre-enrolled. Now I make a offensive effort. I go back and message and say, hey, I saw that you pre-enrolled. I'm going to send you a link to a video that, the one that Robert Hollis does, powerteamhangout.com/next. And he's going to take you, my 8-figure earner is going to, mentor is going to take you through step-by-step the tour and what to do next. And I send them that. And then I shut up and go on to the next one. Okay? Your ears are itching? Is that what it is? Yeah. All right.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, Ksenia. No, I'm talking to Chris. He was like scratching his ear. Any other questions? I know my ears are burning throughout the day. Jenna, was that okay last night? I help you guys at all?
You're awesome as always. We can always benefit from what you say.
Thank you.
Anytime you speak, we're going to listen because you know how to do it and you're the wise one. So I value everything that you say on all your time. So we are blessed that anytime you're going to come up and say anything to our team. So I just thank you. And of course, we're going to show up to your trainings because you've got us here where we are today. And we are more than thankful and more than blessed. So even though wherever I am, 0K, 1K, 10K, I'm going to listen to what you have to say because it's that powerful. So everybody just realize that you're listening to someone who knows what they're talking about, done it in several businesses, and success leaves clues. So thank you again, Ron.
It's like now every hair on my body is standing. Stop it. It's like Bob Newhart says, stop it. You're welcome. I'm honored and blessed that God has put me in a place where I'm able to speak into people's lives what y'all don't realize is this blesses me 1,000 times more than it does you guys. And I'm hoping it does for you, but what your successes and being able to work with you guys, with you all is amazing. Is amazing. And I love the smallest success. I was talking with someone today and they said, I'm at 500 and they were so excited. And I remember when I hit 500, it was like, wow, this really works. Now I'm at 1,000. Now I'm at this. It really makes a difference. I just got a disturbing text message from my wife. People across the street's dog just charged my little grandson. Speak amongst yourselves real quick. Let me just make sure everybody's okay.
Hey guys.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to say I saw a post from Jenna today, and she is starting her series with us back up on July 1st. I figured she'd wait till after July 4th, but I just wanted to throw that out to you guys. Okay, sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine, hon. So here's a funny thing. I'm looking at this screen right now, and there's only 4 men on the screen, and the rest of you are women. So
Girl power.
This is what I was thinking. And I don't normally say something like this. You can ask Jana. But the powerful people, if you look at the power team, are the women. You guys find your mentors in this company, along with Ron, that are having the success, because Jan and I reached out to Ron because he spoke our language. It had nothing to do with his money or the money. He doesn't talk about money. A lot of you know that. He talks about helping others. And so and this is my own opinion, being a woman in this industry, you guys do have an advantage. So, follow Jenna, follow Tara Scary, follow Candace Bird Davis, follow Allison Byler, along with following Ron and Carlos, because those women are having massive success. I was telling him, Ron, I was looking at the screen, and there's 5 men on here, and the rest are women, right? And when you were on stage, sharing,
remember
you were the only man on stage, and there was 9 women.
Yeah.
That were all killing this business.
I was in heaven, but hey. I do. And Chris, I'll have you know, I do have a feminine side.
I know. I've seen you flick your hair. I've seen you flick your hair.
It was the same way in Seattle. I was the only guy on the stage in Seattle until Andre, he was late. He come flying out about 5 minutes after we started. He come flying from the side with his own chair and carried it up on stage and sat down next to me. But Chris is exactly right. It's the women in network marketing. I mean, who's the #1 top earning person in network marketing right now? Jenna. 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 It's going to be Jenna, but it's
Jenna will be there soon.
She'll be there. And if you look at that list of the top earners, you'd be amazed at how many of them are women. So I have a problem with so many, I've got Lily and Dawn and all these, superstars on my team, Ksenia and Yulia and Cheryl. And the list goes on and on and on. And Laura, does it bother me that are you kidding? When I do Facebook ads, I target, women, professional women, single moms, things like that, because they're able to connect sometimes a lot better than us cold-hearted, unemotional men like, say, Bill. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Bill. You're driving. I can't pick on you. Look at that look. Even when he's driving, he shoots me a look. I'll tell you. You're exactly right. But here's stuck again. I normally do brain spray twice a day, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm waiting for him to come out with a brainless spray. But anyways, here's how you pick your mentor, though. Look at the ladies that are out there, CBD and Allison and Tara Scary and all of them, and look at their success and take from that success the fact that they are ladies and they know you can relate to them. But when you're picking a mentor, when I picked my mentor, I had a couple of choices, right? Aaron was my sponsor. There's Robert Hollis and then Jenna, and I looked at Barb Miller and all these leaders out there. When I was taught this a long time ago, when you're looking for a mentor, there are 3 things that you look for in a mentor. First thing is you look for someone that's gone where you want to go, right? Well, I'd already made 6 figures in network marketing, so I wanted to find someone that made 7 or 8 figures. So immediately for me, I resonated and reached out to Robert Hollis. But that wasn't all. You want to look for someone that's gone down a path that you want to go. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that that person has been able to teach other people to have that same success. Okay? Because just because someone says, you see this all the time. If you've seen this post on Facebook, just raise your hand. Where somebody says, join me tonight on a webinar. I'll show you how I recruited 52 people my first month in the business, or something like that. Anybody see those before? Right? I see them all the time. Okay. I used to go to these webinars, and at the end of the webinar, that person would be selling coaching or selling some product, right, that you could buy from them. And I started to realize that, wait a minute, why would I buy this from you? You recruited 52 people. Okay, that's great and everything, but why am I buying this from you? So I started reaching out to these people, and I asked them, how many people that have bought your course have recruited 52 people? Well, nobody yet. I just got started with this course. And you want me to pay you $2,000 for a course, and not one person has ever done what you've done in that, okay? So I looked at Robert Hollis and I thought, wow, this guy's created 54 millionaires and thousands of six-figure earners. Okay, he's not just somebody that knows how to do it himself, he knows how to teach somebody. So that's the second thing that you need to make sure of, because there's so many people out there that claim that they're mentors, buy my product and everything else, and they've never taught anybody. Just because I might be the best pitcher in the world, but I couldn't teach, Chris to throw a ball if my life depended on it, right? Doesn't mean I'm not a great pitcher, but if I can't teach him to do it, then I'm not the one that he wants to coach, right? And the last thing is that they've actually got documentation to prove it. So if you're looking at that mentor and you say, okay, so do you have 3 or 4 people that I can reach out to and just talk to them about the coaching that you did? Oh, no, I don't have anybody you can do that with yet. Oh, okay. So with Robert, I looked at it and he says, yeah, I got 54 people that'll tell you I turned them into millionaires. Like, okay, And then he had 55, which was Melody Riba. Well, I'm very good friends with Melody Riba. So I know that, if you talk to her, she'll say, I'm a millionaire right now. I made $1 million in a year because of the coaching and the training and the mentorship that I got from Robert Hollis. So when you're picking a mentor, I can only teach you how to get to 50K. One of the things that I realized very early in this opportunity was the first time that Robert interviewed me, one of the things he told our audience was, the reason I know Ron is going to have success is not because he's a 10K affiliate. It's because, and not because he has Carlos, who's a 10K affiliate. It's because he has Samantha and Miguel at 5K and Karen and Venus at 5K. What does that mean? Well, that means that Ron has been able to teach Carlos how to get to 10K, and he's been able to teach Carlos how to teach Samantha and Miguel and Karen Ubinas. So that means now I'm a 50K affiliate. Guess what? I can teach you how to be a 25K affiliate because I taught and mentored and worked with Carlos Martinez, and he's a 25K affiliate. I've got 10Ks, I've got 5Ks, right? But I can't show you how to be a 100K affiliate yet. I can't show you how to be a super affiliate yet. So where do I go? I go to Robert Hollis, right? He's a 500K affiliate, going to be a super affiliate soon. So just be sure when you're picking a mentor, you pick the right person. And understand there's a difference between a mentor and a coach too. So yeah, Chris.
So I just wanted to say, when I started this thing, I did not, the reason that I reached out to Ron and asked him to sponsor me was because of his heart. It had nothing to do with his success. Mm-hmm. I found out about his success and I knew he was doing well, but when I watched him and I listened to his trainings and I watched what he was posting, he was speaking my language, the language of the heart. And for me, this whole business for me, I know today without a doubt is working because I'm letting my heart be known to people, which I was never able to do. I always wanted to hide. I didn't want to get hurt. I had fear. I was scared. And I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm doing exactly what Ron's telling me to do. And when I get stuck on something, like the messengers aren't working, there's several other ways to do this. You just have to find what works for you. It's not set in stone. So, it's going to be really hard. But when I heard Ron speak and I finally got the courage up to reach out to him and ask him, I wanted to follow him because of life, not because of his money. And, that was really, really important to me. And so that's why I asked him, and thank God he said yes, because a lot of we're not even on the same team. He doesn't. That's another crazy thing. When he said yes, I thought to myself, this guy's not going to make any money off of me. Why did he say yes? Because I thought he was going to say no, But he said yes. And that's the kind of servant heart that I want to follow. The money comes, yeehaw, you know, but I want to follow somebody that has a heart and that has morals and that cares about people. So when I was looking for other mentors, I tried to look for the same thing. That's it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, and I just think there's a small distinction between maybe a coach and a mentor, and that's, you know, I consider myself more of a coach right now in life, a life coach, if you want to call it. I don't know, but just because my heart is to help people and to teach them how to help people, and so it's like Chris said, it's not necessarily. Although the money is, you know, the money's a good indicator. You know, the money is an indicator of how many people you help. So don't ever shy away from the money, and Chris and I talked about this, and he knows, you know, he understands this. But it's not about, you know, there are those people out there that it's all about money. Money, 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 money. And I don't relate to them very often. But money only makes you more of what you already are. It gives you options that, you know, and you're going to hear this, you're going to start hearing it more and more. You know, I hear people saying, when I put that post up there showing that I'm making 5 figures a month now, I had people reach out to me and say, you know, Ron, money can't buy happiness. You know, I don't know. Am I crazy, or is that the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard? What does, you know, what is that insinuating? And I always message back the same thing. Yeah, I know, but poverty can't either. I mean, it's insinuating that being poor buys happiness. You know, money can't buy happiness. No, I guess I don't know if it can or it can't, but either can be poor. And guess what? I've been poor and I've been rich, and I'm telling you, I was a lot happier when I was not having to worry about where my next, you know, meal was coming from. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, I don't know. I know a lot of people that are struggling financially and are poor. And I can't tell you that. I can probably on one hand, maybe on one finger, people that are happy at that level in their life, are content and excited about life. Most of them are struggling every day to figure out what they're going to do and stressed out and everything. It's one of the number one things that breaks up marriages and everything else. So when people come to you and start, you know, kind of banging on you about, well, you know, money isn't everything. No, it's not, but it's pretty much right up there with air. You know, if I don't have money and you know, unless you just really want to live in a tent somewhere, you know, as a homeless person, it doesn't mean that the importance of money should be driving you. But if you understand the options that money give you, with money, if someone comes to me and says, man, our house just burned down, we don't know what we're going to do, we've used all of our savings, and I have the ability, because I've taken the time and paid the price and have money, that I can help them and take them, you know, to a place that they're not stressed out and their lives aren't bad, how can that possibly be bad? So don't think of money as a bad thing, but don't let it be the thing, and that this is what Chris is talking about. Don't let it be the thing that drives you. So, you know, because people that get so driven with money tend to let their ethics and their integrity and their morals and everything else go by the wayside. Understand that money is just a tool. And the reason I got so passionate about this business back in 1970 when I saw it was explained to me that I become successful by helping others become successful. And I just fell in love with that concept. Now, that success can be rank advancements, it can be money, it can be all kinds of different things. But the reality is that you are not going to have any success in this business unless you don't come to grips with the fact that it's totally based on you helping somebody else. Okay? So when Ksenia asks me a question and I can answer that question and I can help her move forward and do better in her business, I'm stoked to no end. If Chris and Jana and their team and Walter and James and that, they ask me questions or they want me to come and speak into their team and their lives and help them, and I can help them even though they're not on my team, I don't really care, because here's the bottom line is, and you guys have all heard this, right? a rising tide floats all boats. So if we all work together and make My Daily Choice a $1 billion company with integrity and, you know, the right things going on, guess who benefits from that? Every single one of us. So don't forget that, okay? All right, any more questions? Turns out the people across the street have got a wild dog that tends to be mean, and they just don't want to put it on a leash. They let it run around the neighborhood and go to the bathroom in everybody's yard, and it ran across growling and wanting to attack my little 4-year-old grandson. Luckily, my wife was out there, but I don't get that, but that's okay. It's a good thing I wasn't out there. Questions? Smiles. It's Friday evening. It's Friday evening, right? Esteban, good to see you. You snuck in there. I didn't see you earlier. All right, no questions? You guys are good. Ellen.
Are you going to do your call tomorrow morning?
I don't know. What do you think? You think we should just take it off and let everybody work the last 2 days?
I think so.
Works for me. I'll make a announcement in the Dream Team group and message, and you guys can work and you spend a little time with your family. You know, do that stuff too. But
Okay.
push hard, please. Not for me, for you. Push as hard as you can push, because I guarantee, I'm telling you, 40 years of being around this, that this push going into these 3 months coming up will make all the difference in the world in your business. Will make all the difference in the world. James, I'm so proud of you. That's you know, that's what you do. All of you, man, you're going crazy. And it's the process. And if you fall in love with the process and you stick to it, if your story ends up being the Sonia Lyons story, so be it. She's got an amazing story. And if you get a chance, if you're going to a convention and you get a chance, now did you guys, Chris, did you and Jenna meet Sonia? Oh,
No, sir.
yeah, you've got to meet Sonia. She's a sweetheart. But just ask her about her story. See if she'll tell you her story. Because that's what you want. You know what you're really doing right now? People don't realize it. You're building your story. You're building your story. And someday you're going to be up on stage at 250 or 500 a super affiliate, and you're going to be telling your story, just like she's telling her story now. 2 years to get to 5K affiliate. Now she's making sick fantasy money. That's huge. What an incredible story. And if you hear the whole story, man, it's like one of those stories where you're watching a Hallmark movie, right? And 1 minute you're crying, and the next minute you laugh, and the next minute you're crying, and then you end up and you go, wow, this is amazing. You know, you go through all these emotions. And she was telling me that people were quitting the company in the beginning because they thought Josh didn't know what he was doing, that he was just incompetent at what was going on. There was a guy that was so greedy that he crossed way too many boundaries, and they had to kick him out. He was Jenna's sponsor. So think about our comp plan right now. As an executive, you get 30% of the person you personally sponsor binary check. Jenna's making $900,000, actually more than that, a month in her residual income. And because he got greedy and, you know, was breaking compliance and all these rules, threw away 30% of $1 million a month. I mean, do the math. That's 300,000. And all he had to do was buy 90 BV of product every month. Now he's got a story. Not a very good one, but he's got a story. You don't want his story. So, all right, everybody. God bless you all. Have an amazing, amazing Friday. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sunshine.
Sunshine.
See you. See, you'll never see Sunshine doing anything but smiling. It's like her name makes her do that. You know, that's the way it goes. So, God bless everybody. Have a great evening. Good weekend.
Thanks, Ron.
And this will, just so you guys know, once I can download this, it will be the last one under the Daring Dream Team playlist, Journey to 1K. And you can watch all the other ones and see all those. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Laura. Bye, Jana. Esteban, Ellen, Cheryl, Emma, Sunshine, Michelle and Jeff, Sue, everybody.